We're joined by one of the winners, the final winner, as Felix said, of day two, Anna Muzychuk. You just had a very intense and complicated game with Zhu Jiner. This is a race between both of you are the favorites in this event. Both of you are in the race to win the Women's Grand Prix if you perform well. First, let me ask you, how are you feeling after such a tense game?
Tired, but if you win, then everything is compensated.
And going into this match, obviously both Zhu and you have the greatest chances at this event to win the Grand Prix and to qualify. Has that changed in any way how you approach this game?
Since it's just the beginning of the tournament, I just played normally.
Okay, well, let's go into this normal play, but a very unusual game. Could you show us some of the key moments, in your opinion, which defined this game?
Well, the first one was that she played opener Lopez. And I think she has never played it, so it was like a big surprise for me. And I didn't prepare it, so I decided to play not the main d4, but rook e1. But still, Zhu Jiner, she continued playing very, very quickly, and I don't know, all this she made instantly, and I don't know if queen b3 is a great idea. I mean, if bishop g4 works, maybe h3 should be played, but I thought that perhaps after bishop g4 it's possible to take on b7, but later on I decided it's too dangerous. So I considered queen takes b7.
You can show us, yeah.
But then bishop f3, g takes f3, queen d7. Now rook e to b8 is the threat to trap my queen, and if I try something like d5, then perhaps bishop d6, and maybe I don't know.
Create a net around.
Yeah, queen h3 is coming, also knight g6, knight h4. So I wasn't sure, and she played bishop g4 instantly, and I decided, okay, because here suddenly it may be lost, So I decided not to go there, and when she played bishop g4, eventually I decided to go for knight d2, but I think black's position is okay. Just here now she surprised me with this maneuver queen d7, d5, queen c8. I mean, queen d7 I expected, but queen c8 not at all.
Why do you think she made that maneuver?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't.
Fair enough.
Because
do you think she played queen d7 and then changed her plan and decided to put it on c8, or she thought that was a logical way to move?
Well, it's a surprise because d5 is anyway one of my plans. So if she wanted to go queen c8, she could have gone immediately, right?
Yeah.
But queen d7, d5, queen c8. So I just thought that it's.
You played your game, yeah.
Yeah. So I decided to take on c6. I mean, here there were so many moves that I considered, and I didn't know what to do because. On one hand, I am spoiling her pawn structure, but on the other hand, now she has more activity, yeah, with rook b8, and also, okay, there is no pawn on d5, so she has some more space for her pieces. And bishop c5, well, from strategical point of view, it's good to trade one pair of bishops if your opponent has, a bishop pair, yeah. But somehow she got some activity with this queen f5, and now I have to go back. So strategically it's good, but tactically maybe she has some resources. And then queen e5, I'm not sure about the small queen e5, because after queen e5 I also had rook e3, the move that I considered, and h3, because I mean, well, with the queen on e5, it's either really tactically works something or better not.
She's just exposing herself a bit.
Yeah. So h3 and then here, yeah, bishop c4. I think that after bishop c4, I just have a very comfortable position because it's just temporal, yeah, sacrifice. So I play rook e1, and then I get the pawn back, and then I have like a better pawn structure, and also the bishop on d5 is like...
Just as you were heading into this position, I noticed in the beginning that she was playing really fast, and she kept looking at you as you were thinking about your moves. She kept looking at you. And obviously now you're in a position where it's quite obvious to you and to her that you came out better and are quite comfortable. So the tables have turned. Did you feel anything in her movement or in the way Zhu reacted? Did you feel that she felt that she had completely misplayed something where she surprised you in the beginning?
You mean by her face?
Yeah.
No, I don't think, but I just thought that my position is good, so that
That was
calmed
enough.
me down. But then I started to play strange. I mean, like, okay, 4 is probably okay. But the move queen e7 is a disaster. Yeah, f5, I wanted to play f5 immediately, and then I didn't know what to do after knight d7. And what I did was much, much worse. Because...
You offered the exchange of queens and
yeah, then...
let her off the hook a bit.
yeah, then the knight. And I cannot really protect the pawn on f4, because if I play like knight d3, then bishop e6, the bishop is coming to f5, and yeah, I just spoiled everything with one move. So, and then later on, I don't know if it's just scroll it.
Or you could just go back.
Yeah, so this should be holdable, of course. I mean, white is slightly better, but I don't know how exactly she should have played, but I mean, here I was already like quite sad that I spoiled all that. But then after the time trouble, the new game started.
Yeah, of course.
And then I don't know what was happening, but should be holdable, but still like a bit unpleasant.
As the game progressed, you obviously started getting more of an advantage, but it was still kind of a slippery slope for both of you. Can you show us a bit more about what happened next?
Okay, then g4, I think this was. Yeah, that would be showing that rook b6. Maybe she should have played something more actively, but what do you suggest? Rook h8. Rook h8, I was going to play queen g3, not king g2, but maybe it's more or less similar. So, and also here, I wasn't sure if to go... so, because the logical way is to play king d4, but I was like... Oops.
Screen.
But I was like on the last minute, and it's the last move.
Yeah. I think it's best with the well, let's try and move it. Let's try and move it, maybe stop. Oh, let's try here. Okay, let's try from here. Please continue.
So this king.
I think it's best.
King d4. Okay, maybe I'll just say.
Just explain it.
Yeah, because it's like, well, you should put the king towards the center, but then king d6, f5 and c5. There is a resource. If knight takes c5, then rook b4. And I even thought that maybe king d4, d6, f5, c5, king c3, and still threaten rook e6 and everything. But then some rook c6, and I mean, I was like down to a few seconds, and I decided to go king d2. Because, yeah, then king d2, king d6, f5, then c5 doesn't come with a check, but the king is more passive.
Yeah, and as the game, let's just go a few more moves further. So obviously your advantage increased here, and you gradually pressed down.
Yeah, and then I missed it again, yeah?
Yeah, so okay. Do you want to take us to that moment? Actually, I'll hand it over to you if you want to. There you go. I think we're there.
So maybe I had to play a4. Yes, I had to play a4. I don't know. Okay. So... because now it's a different story. Okay, yes, here was a nice idea that if king b6, then a5 wins. And if rook a5, rook b7 and b4. So king b8, and then, okay, I was just down to 1 minute, but I decided I have to play, because if I don't do anything, then it will be strange. So I repeated a couple of times, and then I don't know where I finally... So then king d4 takes... knight h6, all this seems to be good. Yeah, and here maybe it's a... yeah, but... okay, king b7... Yeah, the computer is holding all these positions, 2 versus 1, because I think we are getting it anyway. But practically, it's not so easy. So, for example, here I thought she would play d3, because she will lose this pawn anyway, but with d3 she is taking my
king away, yeah.
Yes, but okay, slowly I will again come back to the situation that we had in the game. But yeah, I just thought that if she is losing this pawn anyway, then maybe just to do it immediately.
But obviously for the computer, it's always easy to analyze and to play like computer, especially everyone is a genius in the analysis afterwards with a computer. But it's one thing to sit there under pressure as you did, to play under time pressure. At any moment, did you feel, you said you had to move on despite being in time pressure. Did you question yourself in any moment whether you should go for a draw?
No, because I was never in trouble, but it was just, it's always painful if you're not winning the winning position. And in this game, I managed to not to win 2 times, but eventually I won.
In the end, you emerged as a winner, and it was one of the most important games of the round and for your tournament. How will this impact the remainder of the tournament in terms of how you prepare and approach it?
Well, it will. It's of course great, and the game was indeed important, but it's just the second round, so it's too early to think about something.
Just thinking of some of the mistakes you made here, and you were obviously unhappy very much with yourself, but still you won. Will this haunt you for the rest of the night or until the next game, or are you just happy that it's over and now you're thinking afresh of a new day and a new game?
No, I won, so everything is okay. But if I didn't, then yes.
That would be great. Okay, and how much have you been following your sister's game today? She drew in a slightly better position. Did you get a chance to follow her game a bit?
Not too much, because I was really in 2-time troubles in one game. And I just saw the opening, that there was some Salima, yes, was e6, but I can't really say much.
Does her performance impact you, and vice versa? If she's doing poorly in a game, does that impact how you're performing in your game then? In terms of starting to worry?
Yeah, maybe you get sad, or if something goes wrong, or you get happy, yeah. If she's doing well, but we are professionals and we have to know how to control ourselves.
Okay, excellent. Well, you had a very long and tough day, so we really appreciate you finding the time to come here and show us how things are going, and we wish you the best of luck. That's it for our live game reporting here. Thank you so much for joining us.